Hey, beautiful people. Her afro puff is crooked. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, beautiful people. It is makeup artist DeShawn Hatcher, and the mic is underneath my mouth. That doesn't help at all. Um, hey guys. I don't know if you're coming this week. I'm not sure what is gonna happen. But I figured I'd come on and chit and a chat and say hi to you, beautiful people. La la galore. Hi, sweetheart. Can you hear me? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Sometimes my mic is a little funky. Ambi, hi, sweetheart. How are you doing? All the way from Mumbai. Hi, Ambi. Yes, if somebody could just let me know they can hear me, that would be fantastic. Laura MHF. Hello, sweetheart. Yeah, people, I figured I'd come on. I figured I'd come on. Star Gem. Oh, thank you, Star Gem. I appreciate that. Hello, loud and clear, Arati. Hello, Arati. Hello, Essence. Yes, ma'am. We can. Yes. Thank you, guys. So, hey, I can hear you. See you perfectly. Woohoo! Hello, I can hear you. Thank you, Aaliyah. Thank you. It's Aaliyah, correct? Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining the sister on this funky. People. Now, listen, I don't want to start talking all this crap because I'm exhausted. But as I always say, I'm here to talk whatever you guys want to talk about, especially today. I think it's an important day to either we have tra la 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 and we just shits and giggles on makeup, or we talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Laura! Hey, Lauren! Just like the singer. Yeah. Thank you. I hate mispronouncing names. It drives me crazy. So, yeah, peeps. What's happening right now is the sun is directly in front of me. So there's like weird light coming in, and then soon everything's going to start to shift. So just be prepared for a shift. And if you hear a lot of that's because it's hot as in here. I have two fans going at once. So there you go. There's her life. Okay. Sitting on a little sofa, chilling out. So, people, how are you all doing? We have COVID, we have riots, we've got craziness going on. How the hell are you guys? How are you doing? What a freaking man, I'm old. I ain't never had a week like this in my life. How are you guys? My goodness. Trisha, hi, sweetheart. I mean, how are you? I'm a little just trying to be present. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. You know what's been great about this week is that I it's not a plug, I guess. Just bracing myself for zombies because 2020 be like that. Hello. Alrighty, ain't it? It's like zombies, correct? Yes. Hey, Lori. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, man. It's like look at the crazy eyes. Whew, what is happening? You know, I normally have spider senses. The boyfriend says I'm a little witch. And I kept saying, you know, I think we all have that feeling of like this feeling of, you know, anew this year, right? Figured, 2020 is coming around. 2019 wasn't that good. 2020 is going to be the year. I tell you, the year. And now look at it. Look at this mess. Like, wow, no one could have predicted this. I kid you not. No one could have figured this joint out. Not a soul. Not a soul. So, anyway, I wanted to ask a personal question to Ambi. And go to that video I told you to go to and look at my arm. Let me know if you did that. Last week we were talking about highly olive people, which is what I am. and I told her to go to a video I had done where my arm was physically in the shot next to a beautiful bronzed sister. And then that way you can see the difference between a golden skin tone and an olive skin tone. A lot of times you can't see the difference. And so I just wanted her to see what a true green ass person looks like. Me. The spirit of too muchery. I had to go far, far away into the land of Netflix and chill just for a mental break. I hear, yes. I went to the land of Hulu, and I thought I was going to have a mental break. And then I started watching. You guys may not be as old as I, because I am old. And I went into the land. I went back. I went back into the land of Hill Street Blues, that amazing cop show from the 80s, I believe. They just put it on to Hulu. So I was like, oh, let me go see, blah, 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 blah. And the first thing was so crappy. I said, oh, Jesus. And then I just went to sleep. Tried to green. Worked. Oh, yay. That makes me so happy. Green Sisters Unite. Oh, fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh my God, I watched Hill Street. I know. Loved it, but that first episode was really craptacular. Oh, I was just like, what the fuck? This is not relaxing. This sucks. So yeah. I think I'm supposed to be doing work, right? I'm launching all these things for you guys, right? And I can't concentrate. I just can't concentrate on it. It's like, oh my God. It's like, I have so many things I was supposed to be doing. But to be honest, I'm just not freaking concentrating well. So we shall see. We shall see when it comes out. But she ain't concentrating. This week's video is going to be a little late. I already shot a couple of videos for you guys, like short format videos. And then I looked at myself and said, what, that fifth chin? What's that fifth chin? What is that? What is that? What is that? So I was like, no. So it's out of sheer vanity that you don't have the new videos. Because I was like, damn, you be eating way too many cookies. I got a new, what did I get? Oh, I got a KitchenAid mixer. I've always wanted one my whole life. And be careful what you wish for, right? Because I got the mixer and I've been making cookies. Ooh, me and the boyfriend be eating a lot of cookies. And so the cookies be showing all here. So yeah. Solange, hello Solange. Bitchin', yeah. So yeah, so basically what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna reshoot them with my head down. It's gonna be like this. Y'all gonna look at the video, go, why is she not moving her head? Because it's like this. You have to have the camera a certain angle in order for this not to show. So I'm gonna give you the Oprah pose, which is like down here like this. So that's what's gonna happen the next couple of videos. Okay, it's gonna be the news anchor woman pose. Yes. Instead of the cuckoo crazy visit, higher camera angle. No, honey, it was higher. That was the problem. It was too high. I think it was too. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain angle. There is a certain angle that we all, that works for all of our faces, and clearly that wasn't the angle. Okay, because I normally have my cameras pretty high. Listen, in order for that chin to disappear, with an angle, it would have had to been like I have 22 feet ceilings. It would have to be 22 feet up for you not to see the double chin. Oh, it was bad, y'all. It was bad. I was like, what is that appendage coming out from my neck? What is that? Oh my God. So I digress because she's a fool. Clinton Brock, hello. I love your name. It's just elegant and strong, and then Southern. but I get a feeling of Brit. So it's going to be Clinton Brock. Everybody gets their like own name. Like I normally say everybody's names in different ways. Clinton Brock. I just like it. So yeah, people. So that's the tale of my two chins. Philly in the house. I am not from Philly per se, but I have family from Philly, and I spent many childhood summers down there because my mother went to get rid of me and my sister for the summer so she could get a break. And so she would send us down to Uncle Joe and Aunt Alavinia. Yes, so I spent many summers in Philly. So I feel like a Philly girl, but I'm always a New Yorker through and through. I'm a New Yorker through and through, but I do feel Philly every now and then. I do get glimpses of my childhood. So yeah. So do you guys have anything you want to talk about besides the much? I don't care what you want to talk about. Whatever. Whatever you want to talk about is fine with me. Honest to God, I don't care. If you want to, whatever and ever you want to talk about. You want to talk about what's happening this week, we could do that. If you want to talk about makeup, we could do that. If you want to talk about Hill Street Blues, we could do that. That's what this is like. Let's have it's like, let's woosah this moment. Let's all breathe together. Let's have a tea and a he, because we need a break. Oh, Lord, can you please give us a break? Oh, God. Ethan, someone broke in my house and stole my kush. I'm sorry, honey. I like your opinion on. Oh, of course. You know you can do that. Go for it. I'm here because you guys listen. As much as I'm here for you, you are here for me. You are keeping me preoccupied, so I am here. Like, yo, I'm just here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll need to woosah while I am waiting for Arati to come with it. We should just be breathing. We should just be breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. That's what we should be doing. We should be breathing in deeply. We should be woosahing. We should be everything because it's a lot, man. It's a lot. I saw that upcoming Fashion Week shows are going to be virtual. Any real info on that? I've heard of that, yes, and it makes all the sense in the world for them to do that. I don't know if they know quite yet how they're going to do it. And quite frankly, I do think that there's probably unfortunately, I'm going to say it this way, how I feel. You know what? Wait a minute. I was going to say, I think there's going to be less fashion shows, but if it's going to be virtual, right? Maybe there'll be more fashion shows now that I think about it, because they're not paying for the chairs and I don't think you even have to pay for the venue. If quite frankly, you can probably do it like a lookbook situation. So there actually might be more. At first, I really thought maybe not, but now that I think about it, there might be more people showing their stuff because you just need a camera, you might need makeup, and you probably don't even need, I hate to say it because I hate to put it out in the universe, but you probably won't need that many hair and makeup people behind the scenes, because if anybody has any experience shooting lookbooks, then I have done quite a few lookbooks in my time. And it's just a basic, like you get 2 or 3 models, they walk on, they work off, and you're constantly changing them. The makeup, the hair stays the same. And then you just take the clothes off, and then they go naked, but you take the clothes off, put new things on, and they go right back out. And lookbooks, by the way, guys, are industry speak for catalogs. And so instead of it being a catalog that consumers would get in terms of this blouse is $19.95, basically it would be this blouse comes in these many colors, and if you order these many blouses, blah 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 blah. That's how it works. So there's two separate worlds. There's the catalog world, and then there is the lookbook world. And so I happen to have worked in quite a bit of lookbooks. Whoa. A lot of lookbooks. And so that's basically what happens is when you're shooting lookbooks, very much like when you guys look at oh God, my brain, just farted. When you look at like cyber, what do you call it, guys? When you look at the catalogs online, it's the same thing. And so the girl changes her clothes, instantly comes back, and we do it again. So you might only need 1 or 2 makeup and hair people. You might not need 15 of us, 20 of us backstage like before. So it's going to be quite interesting. Okay, Arati. Hey, Jennifer, I see you, sweetie. I will answer you, but I'm going to talk to Arati. I'm all for making people feel comfortable in this COVID era, but the idea of us wearing gloves doesn't make sense to me. I think frequent hand washing combined with masks and disposables is best. Oh, I do too. I really do too. But oh, God help me. I don't know, Arati. I don't know. You know why? Because everybody's I think people are just individuals. I think that on my assisting rules board, Miss Tracy Schultz, a great assistant as well as a makeup artist. Tracy was saying that in her state, okay, they're expecting her. You know how the nurses have those gowns that they just wear and then they rip off and they throw it in the thing and then they put a new one on after each patient? That's kind of what they want her to do in her state, is get those disposable kind of things, those disposable kind of, what do you call them? Like jackets or whatever. And then once you're done, you rip it off, right? Throw it in the thing. And then the next person comes and you put a fresh one on. And then you still have to do the mask and the glove. I mean, that's what they're telling her to do in her state. And I'm like, who's going to do that? So basically she was making a point of saying that, think of it this way. Now you've already made a person up, you've taken it off, but a new person comes, you put a new one on, and then all of a sudden they say, hey, you got to go to set. So do you take that one off and you put a new one on to run to set to do something? See what I'm saying? I mean, the problem with this whole thing is that they don't know doing it. They don't have a clue. And so it's hard. And we have to follow guidelines from people who aren't makeup artists. And it's going to become difficult. It would be hard for me to say don't wear gloves, because I think I don't know, honey. You have to garner the trust of the person that you're working with. Yeah, I don't know. I'm all for a mask and I'm all for glasses. I don't know if I'm all for gloves, but that's just me. But I say that to say that I'm probably going to be wearing gloves anyway. I have my gloves in my bag now. I mean, where am I going? Okay. But I have gloves in my bag, but I just don't know I don't know, honey. Hi to Jennifer. Hi to Sean. What advice do you have for a makeup artist who wants to transition from a cushy full-time e-com job to getting back into freelance? Well, Jennifer, the whole damn industry is kind of like on hold right now, and you can't go outside. So that's the part that sucks. So you would have to pick the course that you want to be in. And when I say pick the path, I should say pick the path that you might feel like I'm singing from The Wiz. That you must go. Sorry. But yeah, pick the path that you want to go into and then work your way to it. But quitting right now for me personally, if it were me now today, I would not have quit my job right at this particular moment, because everything's just so up in the air and it's so uncertain. So that's why I would say, give it a minute. I never say don't do something. I'm just saying give it a minute. And also you have to, if you're in another genre, right, and you're coming into this freaky world, then you're gonna have to have certain things in place. See, the problem with a lot of people is they want to be makeup artists and they just kind of jump into it. They don't have any of the stuff. You don't have pictures. You don't have business cards. I'm not saying you, but you know what I'm saying. But you don't have pictures. You don't have business cards. You don't have anything. But I'm going to be a makeup artist. It's like, oh, it doesn't work that way. Or you're making it a lot more difficult for yourself to make it work for you. So, pick your path and figure out what it is that is necessary, needed for a career in that path. So if it's film and television, learn lighting, learn script breakdown, learn this, learn that. If it's fashion, get your editorial world on, start researching magazines, doing your homework, that kind of thing. So there's just a lot to it. Thank you, Ambi. Online shopping. That was like five minutes ago. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to cyber this, cyber that, online shopping. Jesus Christ. Thank you, Ambi. So, okay. Let me see. I think it's lessons. Is that right? I don't know what I'm saying. So I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. I have tried to stay in practice by virtually doing makeovers. What apps work well with women of color? I've implored friends to send me photos of themselves to do virtual makeover. When you say send photos of yourself, like you want, like, I'm going to ask you, so you're asking, you say, hey, DeShawn, can you give me a photo of yourself? What are you doing? Like, I'm confused as to how do you say, how is that practiced? So I'm trying to understand what you're doing with these photos, because I would assume that you would need a fresh face as opposed to like a picture. You know what I mean? So I don't know how you're studying your craft. That's not how I would do it, but that if it works for you, then you know how I feel. If it works for you, it works for you. I don't understand it. So if you can help me understand, that would be great. Trisha, what? Trisha's like, what? Where are we supposed to find that PPE stuff to do makeup? I know, Trisha. I know. That's what Tracy said. She said online that there's this, we could barely get masks. So I don't know where we're going to get these gowns. And again, this is a bunch of people who don't do makeup, who are making rules for us. This is what annoys me so much about the whole thing. Is like, I just don't like the fact that they don't know what they're doing. And it's gonna make it very difficult for us to do our job. Like I said, it's bad enough. Remember, you're not just wearing a mask, people, when the client is in your chair. You have to wear that mask all day. The minute you leave your house and you get to set, you're supposed to have that mask on all day. You get back home, that mask is on your face all day. You see what I'm saying? So that's the funk of it all. So it's not just we're just wearing a mask. We're wearing a mask all damn day. So if our day is 12 to 16 hours a day, we have to wear that thing all day long. I don't know. Help me, Lord. I just don't know. See, already says, I better see rates go up then. I don't know. I mean, for me personally, I think the problem with what's happening is a lot of people will probably cut their rate. And I don't think anybody should be cutting their rate. I think we should just, across the board, all of us, even the little ones that making $50 a day or whatever they do, everybody should elevate their rate. Everybody's rate should be going up. There's nobody who should be cutting their rate right now. Don't be like, oh, I want to work and I'll just take anything. If you give in right now, you're going to screw up the whole industry. This is like starting from scratch. If we really band together and lift up our prices, then everybody's going to get an increase. If people start caving, oh, okay, I'll do it for $10, then we're screwed. This is not the time to lower your rate. This is the time to, no matter what, I don't care if it's a mask or whatever. This is the time to increase your rate. This is the time. The app you use is not well suited for women of color. Ellie, you have to send me your app. I have no idea what it is you're doing. What is it like? Like I don't understand this app. What is this app about? You have to tell me. That's not how I practice, so I don't know. You have to tell me what this app is all about. You have to let me know what the name of the app is. I'll go look it up myself. I've never heard of an app, I guess, that's going to let you practice on people. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I've seen apps that let you draw, on people's faces and put lipstick colors and all that stuff in. Now that I've seen, but is that what you're talking about? I'm trying to be enlightened here. Enlighten us, sister. I'm always down to learn something new. It's that I believe you me. Yeah, Trisha, I'm always team hand washing. I mean, I think we all are normally team hand washing. If we weren't, we'd all be sick of the dog all the time. So that tells you that we already know hygiene, and the majority of us, you know how we go back and forth, Trisha. So the majority of us know the sanitation, disinfection, blah, 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 blah. We already kind of know that. We practice it greatly. So I don't understand. I mean, I do understand the overseeing of it, but then I don't, I say, Trisha. Aaliyah, question. Are there any good skincare books to learn about ingredients? Oh, don't you do it. Don't you do it, Aaliyah. Where is it? Crap. I just had it because I did the video. Oh, crap. Yeah, actually, it's crap. Where's the book? I literally just had it. Okay, I don't know where it is right now. Yes. Yes, there is a book. I have it. Oh my God, I'm trying to remember what's the name of it. It's like something like cosmetic ingredients. It's like something very simple. Cosmetic ingredients, I believe, is the title. What I will do is I will put it on the community board after I'm done, or actually I'll put it on the community board once I find it. Yes, because I have a video coming up just about that subject, my dear. So be on the lookout for that, okay? But yes, there is. Learn about the ingredients. And there are a lot of products made for sensitive skin, but aren't really made for sensitive skin. Well, you're talking to a sensitive skin person. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, stay away from, what's that stuff? It gave me because I have cystic acne on top of regular acne. What was it? Cetaphil. Like, stay away from Cetaphil. Anybody, like, Cetaphil is not a universal cleanser. It is not. Cetaphil will jack up a person who has oily skin. It will jack up our skin. Stay away from Cetaphil. It is not the right cleanser, or it's not a universal cleanser for everybody. You will jack up your clients. Your clients will start to cyst up within a matter of weeks after you've worked on them. Please stay away from Cetaphil for people who have cystic acne and oily skin. Stay away from the Cetaphil. So yeah, I agree. You're gonna have to start looking up. Well, that's what you want. So I'll let you know the name of the book. I think it's Cosmetics. I really do think it's Cosmetics Ingredients. And then what you'll do is it's like an investigation. Okay, so you're gonna go in and they go, oh, what is this? And then you're gonna like break down everything and you're gonna look at all the ingredients, because these ingredients you've never heard of before. And you're gonna go, what is such and such as I have Cetaphil? You know what I mean? And you're going to look it up and you're just like, oh, I didn't know that. And then you write down that ingredient and you're going to start to teach yourself what is good ingredients for the skin and what is bad ingredients for the skin. Sometimes they'll sneak in things in these ingredients. They'll say it's for sensitive skin. And then you might see a pattern of this one particular ingredient that keeps popping up in cosmetics or in skincare, that isn't as sensitive. You know what I'm saying? For people. And then you'll see this one ingredient keep popping up, and that will give you the clue that the next time you go shopping for something, oh, that one ingredient that's in everything that I keep seeing, I cannot buy anything with that ingredient in it. So it's really cool. It's very investigative television for makeup artists, but it is actually quite fun. I tell you, when I got the book, I barely put it down. It felt like the greatest novel I've ever read. I was like, it's the greatest novel I ever read, because I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. So I was like in heaven looking at that book. So I will let you know what that book is. But you have to promise to look at the video when it goes up and give it a thumbs up. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Trying to find something. I feel like I missed something. Some more. Hi, sweetheart. And then, yeah. Oh, and by the way, there are more skincare books. You can listen. You can literally just go on Amazon, type that joint in. I would say you have to start following a lot of doctors online as well, dermatologists, because they have like a lot of the really good ones have very interesting blogs that you might want to like keep up with. And a lot of times they'll like tell you about ingredients that are coming out that are good for this. They'll warn you about ingredients that are not the best. So you might want to start researching like dermatologists that deal in Black people's skin or women of color skin, and then see if they have really good blogs, that kind of thing. I'm all about the free. Oh, wow. Lauren, have you given much thought to the idea of producers and directors cutting makeup artists entirely to reduce the number of people? No, having talent do their own makeup. I've been wondering what film and you've been wondering about film and theater. Well, Lauren is an amazing, and she's my assistant when she gets the chance, but right now she's just so fabulous she doesn't have the time for me. Okay. But we sat in on a class a couple of years ago at the makeup show where we were learning about theater makeup and all that goes into it. But we also learned that in the theater, the actors are trained in their own makeup, and they are to be able to do their own makeup. So that right there tells you, most people, as we learn, most people do their own makeup in the theater. Film, I still think it's a specialty. I don't think somebody can understand film as much. It's always changing. It's not the same. Remember, theater is the same. It's the same show night after night after night after night. That is why they can do it. That's why they can put their makeup on. Whereas film is shot out of order. You know what I mean? And so you really do need somebody who knows what the hell they're doing. You need somebody who understands everything about film. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see film makeup artists disappear. I think we might see some of the corporate jobs, unfortunately, that I have disappear. I'm trying to brace myself for that, but we might see corporate jobs disappear. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't gotten a call yet for all the corporate jobs that were taken away from me this last couple months. So I don't know what's happening in that world. That's my assumption, because they are regular people. I feel like when you deal with regular people, you have more of a chance of being replaced, I guess. Because a lot of people assume that it's just powder, and even though sometimes it could be just powder, it is the way that you powder somebody, and it is the way the utensils and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's not just powder, but that's just people being ignorant to what we do. But I can see something like that going away in a weird way. I'm trying to think. Everything else, no. Fashion, no. Fashion will continue. So no, the only thing I could think of right now is corporate work. That's the only thing I can think of. Milady? Nubian Princess, hello. Hi. Paula, hello, sweetheart. Oh, she has a broken heart. Milady, thank you. I was like, Milady? Yes, Milady Skincare and Cosmetic Directory is my fave. It's a layman's term and it's great for anyone. I agree. She should look that up too. I happen to love my little book, but I do agree. When I went to school, I got that. I don't think I have that book anymore, but when I did go to school, I got several good Milady books. Yes, I agree with that. I always forget about those. I just forget about those because I always assume that regular people can't get their hands on it, but I'd be wrong. It could be readily available on Amazon. I just have never looked it up because I have already owned it. But you are correct, sir. Jennifer, you are welcome. Thanks for the early response. Do you think it's worthwhile to obtain an esthetician's license within the next year? As someone who has had makeup certification for a profession from a professional school, I don't see it. It can't hurt you. I'm even thinking about it. And I'm certified, which we all know means nothing. That means nothing. But I am highly interested. I'm way more interested in skin than I am in hair. So I am also thinking about going to school and getting an esthetician's license. It can't hurt. It's an amazing thing to have under your belt. It is an amazing thing to offer to your clients, so I don't think that could hurt us at all. So I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for that. Sylvia, do you think brands will have to reinvent themselves in relations to powder products? What do you mean by that, Sylvia? Let me see. Did you say anything? I'm asking because, something's happening. I see something happening. I'm going to keep talking, okay? I'm asking because using alcohol will compromise the formula. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm asking because using alcohol will compromise the formula and scrape eyeshadow doesn't seem a permanent solution. Well, I mean, scraping, you mean like physically scraping the eyeshadow and putting it on a palette. That's what I'm going to assume that's what you mean, Miss Sylvia. It has that technique of scraping has been going on since the end of time. The scraping of the colors. That's a very old, very, very old film and television thing that they did back in the day that is clearly making a resurgence because Sanitation Conversation has decided to pass that trinket along to people as if they invented it, but they did not. That's a very old school film and television trick. I would assume back then to, I don't know why they would do it back then, but they did. Maybe to keep things under control. I don't know. Or maybe not to have cross-contamination. I'm not sure. But it did work. And that's something that I did for years and years and years and years. I did that for a long time. And then when I got to fashion, everybody was like, what are you doing? You don't have to do that here. This ain't film and TV. You do what you want. And so that's when I became lazy because that's what they say in film and television. That's what they say in fashion. Oh, you don't have to do all that. You just do you. Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, I'll just go back to doing what I was doing when I was in film and television. I think the scraping is fine. I don't think we'll ruin anything with the scraping. In fact, you won't even have to spray your makeup if you just scrape. Oh, Aaliyah, but really, Aaliyah, do me a favor, sweetheart. Please tell me this app because I'd like to look it up because I'm trying to understand what your world is. I'm trying to understand when you do. It sounds fascinating. You might even be better off just working on a freaking face chart. You get what I'm saying? And thank you. Thank you for watching the videos too. Not required where I live, but given climate, I feel it may be beneficial. Yeah, Jennifer, I really don't think getting different licensee stuff, classes and stuff is hurtful to us. I think education is important. And I think if you're getting something as specialized as an esthetician's license, I think that's fantastic. I love the fact that when I speak to people on here and stuff, they have esthetician license and they're makeup artists. I think that's fabulous. So yeah, I'm pretty envious of them because they know how to pop a pimple correctly. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it at all. Nothing at all. Except it's $10,000. Could it be for free? Is there a place that anybody knows that is for free? That me and Jennifer could take the class for free? That'd be nice. Nubian Princess says, not the way that these newscasters have been looking on TV. A whole makeup mess. I agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think for the industry you're going to see us disappearing, but I do think for consumers, listen, Sephora has got to change their whole setup. Sephora might go bye-bye because they're going to have to change everything. They're going to have to, I know they're probably going to try to do that crap they do in the drugstore, which is they have like that flap that goes over the makeup. But let me tell y'all a story. So that way you understand how nasty them testers are. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me tell you a story, okay, real quick. So I'm in Grand Central, my favorite place in New York. I love Grand Central. I love everything about it. I can go into long stories about it, but I'm not going to. But I'm in Grand Central, and I decided to eat downstairs in the, they have this beautiful little like food court kind of thing downstairs. So I said, I'm going to eat downstairs. There's a lot of homeless people, unfortunately, downstairs. New York has got to do better for them. That's a whole nother story for me. But so I'm downstairs, and there is this funk that, you're sitting and you're going like, la, 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 and now you go, what is that? What is that? Unfortunately, it was this woman who, people, I'm sorry. It was just like, it was beyond a shower. There was something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like wrong. And then when like the funk took me to her direction, and then she just looked, she's homeless. So I understand why she looks the way she does. It's not a judgment. She just looks the way she does. And I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm like, oh, I can't sit here with the funk. I can't eat this food. It's too funky. So I took my food, wrapped it up, and was like, okay, I'm going to go upstairs now. I'm going to go to, I think it was, what is it? A Dwayne Reed or a Rite Aid upstairs. And I'm going to, go check out. Yeah, I like to go check out the drugstore brands when I get a chance, and I normally am in Grand Central, so I go to Grand Central. I go upstairs to the Rite Aid. So I'm upstairs in Rite Aid, and I didn't think anything of it. And then all of a sudden, there it goes again, funk. I said, what is that? Is it me? Am I smelling myself? What is that? Is it? And there she was. And she's filthy. I mean, she's homeless, so she's going to be filthy, right? She went to every tester that they had out, stuck her hands in everything, rubbed it on her face, everything she touched. I said to the people, I said, are you going to change that out? No, we're just going to leave it. I was like, what? You're just going to leave it? You're not going to change that out? No, we're just going to leave it. Because I guess she comes up there often, or maybe, and does something like that. I don't know. Maybe she comes up there so much and they're like, we're not going to change it out. Or maybe the company only gives us like one sample. It is not I'm not trying to disparage this woman. It's not about her home. I was like, oh my God. And so then I'm standing there just like in complete disbelief that they won't change it. And then here comes somebody, didn't see this woman, right? And then here she comes putting her finger in it. And I said, don't touch that. Please don't touch it. Don't put it on your face. Don't do anything. So this is what I'm saying. Sephora is going to have to change theirs completely up. You cannot have testers out. You guys have got to, like, I always try to tell people, when you go to Sephora, you bring your own brushes. You bring almost everything on your own. And you just might, and then when I used to go to Sephora, I used to scrape. They hated my ass. I used to scrape the makeup scrape it and then spray it. Oh, please. I was a lunatic when I went there. Sorry, I had to tell you that story because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then she literally took the makeup and just rubbed it all over her face. And I was just like, oh my God. And you're not even gonna spray it. You're not gonna do anything. You're just gonna leave it there. They were like, yep. I was like, oh my God. This is what I'm saying. Sephora is going to have to change their whole thing. Everybody who has testers are going to have to change their whole thing. You cannot have anybody coming in and dipping their hands. Oh, I mean, she rubbed it all over her body, people. It was like this. It was like this and all over and then back into it. People, I can't. And they literally just left it there. I have never seen anything like that in my life, but I'm pretty sure it happens quite a bit. I digressed. I had to tell you that story because I was just like, what is happening? Okay, question. When going for different lash looks, should I defer to using false lashes or a different wand for mascaras? A different one for mascaras available that give the array of lash looks to. I'm trying to understand. It depends on how thick somebody's lashes are. That's why they always choose. Who asked me that question? Oh, I'm going to say, and I keep saying, I want to say Eloquence, but I could be wrong. So please forgive me for mispronouncing your name. I prefer mascara. That's just me. I'm a weirdo. I like mascara. So what you might want to do is it's all in the way that you apply mascara. So sometimes when I want somebody's eyes to kind of, I'm like, the mic is in the way. Sometimes when I want somebody's eyes to round out, then all I do is apply mascara a lot. You apply mascara all over, but you apply it in the center more so to give a lift. And so the eye will open up. And if I want more of a cat eye, again with mascara, then I will just pull, instead of putting it here, then I take the mascara and put it this way, and it will draw the eye out that way. This way we make the eye open. This way we'll make it sexy and catty. So there are all different ways to do it without having to purchase different wands and all that stuff. It's just the way you manipulate the mascara. But it also does depend on their lashes. You always should be curling the lashes to give you that lift in general. I love mascara. I'm a mascara freak. I love mascara. And then for the natural look, I don't have anything here. For the natural look, a lot of the time for the lower lashes, instead of a wand, I like to go in with a thin, I have something here, but I don't think I have anything here to show you. Wait. Oh, this is my big brush thing. Yeah, I don't have a small brush, but let's say this was a brush. Yeah, let's say this is about the size of the brush. So I would take this brush and I would dip it in mascara and I would paint on sometimes the lower lash to give me the effects that I want with mascara. I love mascara. So no, I don't have different wands for stuff. I just use the same wand. And it all depends on how heavy you are, how light you are. And then you can obviously comb it out, comb out the excess if you have little lumps and clumps and all that stuff. I love mascara. That story made me sweat. Once I can bust out of quarantine. I know, I can't wait to see you either, Lauren. Oh, Trisha, what is a corporate job? Jobs are, they can range, but normally they're for a corporation. So there you go. It's a corporate job. And a talking head, like interviewing setting that you see, here at Drexel Burnham, such and such, we believe in, that's like a corporate video, but corporate videos are more internal right? So you can do a whole thing that looks like a commercial. There's a whole world over there that you can work in. And so it's almost like the equivalent of a lookbook versus a catalog. This is almost like the equivalent of a commercial television versus a corporate television. It's all private. It's for private industry. It is not for commercial consumption. I've done things that look like commercials, but they're for corporations, private corporations. Hope that helped. If that didn't make any sense, tell me and explain further, and I will. I attended a school that I'm still mad at. Ellie, I attended a school I'm still mad at, and I don't like it. So I don't like to talk about it. I don't like letting people know what school I went to, because I know it was so long ago, and I know people say, well, you hold grudges, and I do. I don't hold grudges. I just thought it sucked. I thought it sucked, but I do realize that it was the first course in New York City for film makeup. It was like the first, like that first year of the certificate, that certified stuff. So I'm salty about being under the certified realm, because certification in our industry means nothing. Certification technically in the real world means nothing. And so it's just like, had I kind of understood more about what I was getting into, not saying that I wouldn't have taken the class, that I felt like, oh, they bamboozled me with this certification stuff. I thought it meant that I could do XYZ, and it meant that who gives a rat's ass if you're certified? So that's one thing that irritated me. The only thing that I truly loved about my school was my teacher, Barry Berger. Everybody knows how much I love Barry Berger. I even thanked him in my book. I love my teacher. So I lucked up and got a very good teacher. So if you luck up and get Barry Berger as your teacher, you're going to have a great class. But that school, sorry, I can't. I just can't. I can't. I will not. I just can't. She's salty. I can't. Suhei said, yes, that happens at Sephora and Mag too. I know you're talking about my meltdown I just had. A lot of people, both homeless and regular customers, go into the testers. Listen, I'm not saying regular people aren't nasty either, but it was just the visuals of it, just the visuals and the smell test. It was the visuals and the smell test. It was like, wow, this is happening right now in front of me, and they're not going to do anything about it. They're not even going to clean the makeup. They're not going to do anything. That was very disappointing. I mean, I don't use testers anyway, but I was so concerned for anybody who would, come after that. It was just like, you're not going to, I mean, like black, like her hands were like black, not like black, like dirt. You know what I mean? And she's sticking her hands all in there. And I'm like, wow, is anybody going to clean this? It was very, 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 very annoying. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. So Sylvia, I hope I answered your question, that if you're a scraper, then continue to scrape. That's what I would say. Because remember, if you're scraping, you don't have to spray your makeup with alcohol. So just, remember that. Once you scrape, you close your thing up, you're done. You never went in and dipped your brush into it. I think, I can't remember if we did this live or private. I don't know. But I think, Sylvia, last week, or I don't know what week we're talking about now, and my brain is farting. We talked about smashing up. Oh, I think I showed you guys, right? Smashing up the, I showed you guys this. Smashing up the eyeshadows. That. Okay. And what's inside of here? I know you guys can't see. But what's inside of these is individual eyeshadows. Let me see if I can pull this out. See, so back in the day, if you guys can see. See that? Whoop. Come on, focus. There we go. So it was all individual eyeshadows that I had back in the day that I kind of crunched up because a lot of them was cheap as shit. And I didn't want people to see that I was using the cheap shit. So when I did this method, I always scooped out makeup from here. I never went in with a brush or anything. I just took out a little bit and then put it on the side. Sometimes I would mix it with like some type of cream, turn it into like a cream eyeshadow, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't touch this. So if I didn't touch it, then I didn't feel the need to spray it with alcohol and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. The scraping that professionals had done, scrape. You know, you really didn't have to spray your makeup unless you truly wanted to. Maybe at the end of the day, I don't know. I wouldn't have sprayed my makeup. I did not spray my makeup. I did not spray my makeup after I had done all that. And that's the other thing. Nubian Princess makes a good point. It's like same thing with the newscasters. They're looking a hot ass mess. So same things with the newscasters. Anything, like I said, industry, they're going to welcome us with open arms. It's just that there are certain things that, like I said, corporate video is corporate, sure, but it's also more consumer driven because we're dealing with regular, vice presidents, sometimes secretaries, sometimes CEOs, so it all depends on, they're more consumer driven in their mind, I guess is the point. Whereas they're not industry folk. That's the difference between corporate and industry. It's just, there's a little fine funky line there. But I really do want to know that app. Please tell me that app that you're working on, because I would love to understand what you're doing. I don't have an app for you for Black people. I'm pretty sure we don't exist. I'm pretty sure there is no app. But if you just kind of like, I saw an app not too long ago where you kind of like, there's a picture up and then you just kind of like, you pick the colors and you put the colors on there, that kind of thing. That's what I've seen. If that's what you're talking about, then that's all I know. And I don't know if that's helpful in a way. I don't know. It feels like a painting situation. Trisha, I do not miss retail. You can makeup? Is it you can makeup? Is that what you're trying to tell me the name of it is? Because I would look it up right after we's done here, okay? Because I would look it up now, but my phone is in the other room. Trisha, did I help you with that answer of what corporate is? Oh, I didn't know, Trisha, you were bridal only. I thought you did a whole multitude of things. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, gotcha. I will look that up. Okay, I will look that up. Yeah, corporate is like I said, anything that you normally would see on like a TV commercial and long format TV commercials would be the same thing that they would do on the other side of the corporate. I've done corporate stuff for a fashion show, Tommy Hilfiger, and I've done corporate work for Tommy Hilfiger. So it's very interesting. Some of my corporate clients are like MasterCard, Panasonic, Samsung. Those are like, see, these are huge corporations, you see? And within all of these huge, there's always these other divisions. You have a lot of medical corporations, I guess, that I work with too. Yay. Thank God. Okay, I've heard the term for so long, but never knew what it was. You bridal and have done Phoenix Fashion Week. Okay, got you a few times. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you really want to do Phoenix Fashion Week, I don't know when your Phoenix Fashion Week is, but you need to contact them ASAP to make sure that you are on that team of people, because again, if things are going virtual, then they're not going to need that many makeup artists. They're not going to need that many hairstylists. What they will need are set dressers, people who dress the girls, but that's about it. They're not going to need a lot of us, because if it's like a fashion show, you got to think of it this way. If it's truly like a fashion show where they come in and out. Remember, I did a fashion show where I had to do 1,444 looks in 24 hours. So that was a conveyor belt of girls, right? So my point is that we didn't really have that many models. We just rotated them. You know what I mean? They would come out, come in. They may have anywhere from a minute to sometimes 5 or sometimes 10 minutes to be changed, right? And within that, never could change a girl up in a minute. Well, we did. No, we did. So, it's just a long story, but there's a lot to it. But you don't need as many people behind the scenes to do something like that, I guess is my point. I think it's on as normal, but don't remember the new date. Oh, I got you. I'm not even sure if I want to do it again. Okay, with all the I feel you with all the uncertainty. I hear you, Sylvia. Oh, good. I answered. Yeah, girl. That's old school. That's why I get agitated, because I don't mind people giving out information that will be helpful to us. You know what I'm saying? But it's sort of like, and I'm going to bring up somebody, and it's going to sound like I'm hating, and maybe I am, and life will go on. Okay, but it's like Wayne Goss, right? In the beginning of Wayne Goss, when he was just sitting in his little dark room, what he was teaching you guys, including myself, because I was watching him and I really enjoyed his quick lessons, were whatever he learned in school, okay? He taught you. What he was teaching you was what he learned in school. How do I know that? Because it's exactly what you get taught in school, especially if you're taking like a film course. You learn those techniques in film school, okay? And so what he was doing was just passing along school technique. In fact, if you go back years, you will see I say, oh, wow, I love the way that I think I wrote to him and was like, I just love how succinct he was in teaching, but always teaching old school technique, right? That's all he did. Was I just went and took a course, right? Now I'm going to come to you and act like I'm an expert, and I'm going to say, this is what you do. And I'm going to pass it off as if I thought of all these ideas, when I didn't. I just got it from school. And that's the same thing. That's why I have a problem with sanitation conversation. It's not that I don't mind you explaining people scraping your makeup out is a good, but that's just not that's just, you didn't invent that joint. It would just be nice if you could just give people the credit where credit's due, instead of trying to always come across as if you've invented everything. You didn't. I didn't invent scraping stuff out. It's just an old school technique. Just so, can we just give people some credit? So that's where my issues are with a lot of this. I invented this stuff. It's like, dude, you didn't invent anything. Highlighters have been out since the end of time. You're not the first person. So it's just stuff like that. Just DeShawn's pet peeve. Sorry. So you're just trying to respect everyone 6 feet, unless that's been lifted. No, it hasn't. I know. How are we supposed to do our job? And put the mask on and put the gloves. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just like, really? Hey, Najee. Hi, sweetheart. So yeah, I mean, that's where the funk, for me comes in, with everybody claiming to have invented something or pass stuff off. It's like, could you let's just, I tell you all the time, oh, I learned this in school. I don't have a problem. Like, I don't have a problem telling you where I learned it from. I think it's a great thing to tell people where you got your information from, instead of trying to act like you invented everything about makeup. You didn't. Pet peeve number 2. And if you guys want to get into corporate video, by the way, that's production. That would be production companies. And production companies that specialize in corporate video. And you will need a film television type background in order to do that. Just said, thank you. I mean, it really just, Sylvia, it's a pain. It's like, I just can't. It's like, dude, you didn't think of that on your own. It would have been nice if you said, I went to school. This is what I learned. I'd have been like, yo, that's dope. Thank you. But all of this trying to pass off information as if he's the messiah of makeup or something. Like, dude, you went to school and you learned that in school. I saw your makeup, dude. It's not that great. Like, come on. You're not fooling any. Once he did that first makeup job, I was like, something's awry. Something's not right. What is that? Everybody knows I'm not a fan of his. Everybody knows, don't when Sean started talking about Wayne Goss, watch out. Not a fan. So do you guys have any more questions? Get me off of my tangent. Bring her back. Bring me back. Bring me back. She's a crazy woman. I'm just reading just in case I missed something. I'm just looking at what you guys are saying right now. Yeah, so I mean, here's the question. Like somebody, I think Trisha asked it, or we all asked it. Where are we supposed to be getting all this equipment from to be doing all this? Where are we supposed to be getting all of these smocks and stuff that you're supposed to take on and take off? I don't know. And remember, it varies from state to state. So you have to remember that too. And if you are a traveling makeup artist, like I travel, I've traveled the country and back. If you travel, then like for a person like me, I'm going to have to get acclimated to the other states' regulations. I may be a guest makeup artist or something, but I still have to, technically, I'm supposed to pay attention to what that state's requirements are. So there's just a lot. Oh, Najee, thank you. Not a question, just wishing for safety and love. This is a deep moment, and how artists respond and react is so vital. Also, for equipment wise, I've had the best luck with Nigel's Beauty Emporium. It was crazy though. Someone stole my Barbicide. Someone stole your Barbicide, or I got my Barbicide in the closet. I'm sorry. That sucks. I hate when people steal. I can't stand thieves. I can't. It's just another pet peeve. Yeah, it's a heavy time. It's hard. It's a heavy time. It was a heavy time for COVID. We were all suffering from the COVID, and like, when are we gonna go back to work? And now look at it. It feels like the planet has imploded, and I don't know. I technically am not sure when we're going to go back to work. If everybody's running around protesting, which they have every right to do, without the masks on, our governor, from what I know, I'm a New Yorker, so our governor had said that we were almost good to go. Not this week, I think the following week, and now, excuse me, and now I think he said no. So so thank you. And I really, I'm sending you love and peace and a woosah. That's what I'm doing. And your damn order of Barbicide. That's what I'm sending you to. Can somebody please send the boys Barbicide? Because that's just not cool. Yeah, Nigel's Beauty is good. Camera Ready Cosmetics is another favorite of mine. Alcone. The three favorites I think would be for pros would be Alcone, Alcone, Camera Ready, and Nigel's. Those three. Oh God, this is for you. You look so flawless. Thank you for being here, Najee. I appreciate that. Yeah, Lauren, right? He said I could have sworn everything. He was cheerful. He was a cheerful governor, wasn't he? And he was making jokes and everything was tra-la-la, and we were almost over the hump. And then this happened. And because everybody's running around without masks and stuff, I think he's just concerned now. Now I think what it is for us anyway is that he's probably gonna wait, to see what's happening. Like, is it going to tick back up again? That's probably what he's waiting for before he lets us all go back to work. Oh, I can't. But you know what? I have to say this. I know it's I told you at the top of this show, it's just very hard to concentrate. For me personally, I will speak for myself. I can't speak for everybody in the universe. But for me, it has been very hard to concentrate. But I will say that I am teaching myself so many new things, and I am learning in this chaotic mess that we're in. So it's sort of like instead of disappearing into like I disappear into YouTube. This basically, I tried Hulu, but that was jacked up. So I have been disappearing into YouTube and watching tons of amazing short films, which make me very happy, and short animated films, which make me very happy. But I also take the time to learn as much as I can, just to better myself, in different ways. And, maybe we need to take a deep dive, turn the TV off, woosah it out, and take the time to better ourselves the best that we can. Because all of the noise, this whole week has been just from the woman from Central Park. I'm fighting for the woman from Central Park to be thrown in jail. I'm like, and all day long, I'm, make sure you call her job. I'm doing all this stuff. And then I find out that Mr. George Floyd the same day. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm exhausted by it all. And so this week has just been pretty exhausting. And, but I do realize that sometimes we should just turn off the television, stop arguing with people. The boyfriend's like, you got to you stop arguing, DeShawn. I'm like, I'm not arguing. I'm just having conversation, but we all know I'm arguing. But, but no, I just think we just need to just turn off stuff and just woosah and just relax if we can. Because it's important. No matter what happens, we're still here, and we have to just make this world better, and we have to be able to concentrate, So on my journey to becoming a professional makeup artist, I am willing to invest in education when done through instructors. When done through the instructors are lost on anything pertaining to women of color. Oh, yeah. And training very one-sided. Yes, my darling. Wasting time and money, making me very skeptical to I'm going to read it first. Wasting my money, making me very skeptical to certify training. Okay. Is there a place that you know of that is all encompassing of training a professional makeup artist, or is it just a cut and paste? No. You can, there are a few schools that I happen to love. One is Mud. I happen to love Mud, and I think they give a really nice comprehensive training. And the other one would be Makeup Forever Academy. I think they do a very good job of a comprehensive training. I believe, though, to be straight, it's more fashion, editorial, and maybe a tad bit of film. I don't know if it's a film course per se. I know that Mud gives both film and television and beauty and fashion, I should say, that kind of thing. How much of a deep dive do they go into Black people? Couldn't tell you. That I couldn't tell you. But, Naja, yes, church. Hoping you make it to the other side. I hope I make it to the other side too. Oh, hey, Marilyn. Hi, sweetheart. Wayne says he's an educator. Marilyn, you know what's happening here, Marilyn? I always say this to the boyfriend too, Marilyn, because he'll say something to me and I say to him, "Oh, you just want me mad. You just want me to start ranting." That's what I always say. When he says something, I'm like, oh, when he says something, just he knows it's like, ink, ink, ink. I'm like, oh, you just want me to just start ranting like a mad person. Yeah, he's an educator. I mean, listen, like I said, in the beginnings of his career, when he was sitting in a dark little room, I thought his explanations of what he learned in school was fabulous. I thought the way he did it, I thought he clearly looked like he did it in one take. I was very envious of the one take thing that he was able to do. I love the way he explains things. I think he's very good at that. So perhaps that's what he thinks. He thinks he's an educator. Notice I point. He thinks he's an educator, but I don't know anyone who's taken a class from him. Just because listen, I do YouTube. YouTube is a different world than me teaching you. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a different world. I said it, I believe I said it last week, is like when I'm teaching, I have to be able to speak not only my language, but I have to be able to speak each and every student's language. And if I say something to student A, student B might not understand me, and I have to change my language to suit theirs so they understand me. I don't know if he can do that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to be so politically correct now. I'm trying to keep a center of maturity. He's just one of those people that just irks the shit out of me. Help me, Jesus. Okay. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Makeup Designery. It's a school here in, they have one here in New York, and they have one, I believe, in LA. Those are the two that I know of. And it's a really good school. I speak at the school. I'm not a teacher. I don't get a kickback from I don't get a kickback or anything from telling people about mud. I just happen to like mud. When I went to speak at that school and I walked in, first of all, it's a beautiful school. The school I went to was a shithole. But mud was like, I walked in, was like, what it was beautiful. So that's number one. So it was nice to see that their money was being spent on accommodations. Like when I went to school, there was like holes in the ceiling and water damage, and oh, don't get me started. And yet they wanted their thousands and thousands of dollars. And people the students, from what I can tell, seem very happy. And I like to base, opinion on the happiness of the students. You know what I'm saying? How happy are they? And then I asked them, have you learned anything from here? What are your goals? What is it you're trying to do? You know, that kind of thing. And I mean, for the most part, most of them are very happy. I mean, you're always going to get students that just don't like it, you know, because the one thing that I had to learn, the one thing I will say about my school and schools in general, is they cannot teach you, one, everything. They can't teach you everything. And two, they really technically are there to just teach us the basics. That's why Wayne Goss was so basic. I'm sorry, I had to digress, but I'm going to come back. But they teach you the basics. And every now and then, like a school like Mud, what Mud seems to do is they have like extra, like me, I come in and I talk to the students, and I'll have like a speaker of I would say of the month. Like actually, before this happened, before COVID happened, I was supposed to speak in Mud again. I speak in Mud once a year or once or twice a year sometimes, because I really just enjoy this. I enjoy talking to the kids. You know, the old girl likes to talk to their kids. And so I really enjoy Mud. I like the people. I like the staff are really sweet. So I have no issues with speaking at Mud or anything. And, you know, I just get a good feel from the school. And like I said, I feel like the students are happy. But again, it is not to teach you everything. It can't teach you everything. It can't. It teaches you the bare basics, you know. So that's the one thing about school. Is that something I just didn't know? You know what I'm saying? When you take classes, you assume that when you walk out of that school, technically, like when I walked out of film school, I was equipped to run my own film. I was equipped to do that, right? Did that mean I was equipped to run my own motion picture film? Hell no. I was equipped to run a school project. You know what I'm saying? I was not equipped for the big time. I was equipped for the little, I was equipped to start climbing. Whereas a lot of us, including myself, I made the mistake of thinking that I would be ready to run my own motion picture, when that was ridiculous, because that takes so much training on your own. It takes so much skill. It takes so much everything to get to that level. But they don't kind of explain that in school, and little things like that. And that's the thing that kind of bugged me about, at least about my school. And if it wasn't for me asking specific questions to my teacher, I would not have known half of the things I knew. You understand? That's why school, I love school. I hate school. I love school. I hate school. So that's just my thing. Okay. So Trisha's telling somebody, I did a local esthetician at a school that had makeup as part of the course. I had to find private courses for learning how to make up on global skin, Michaela, plus Books Iman. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's basically, she's right. You have to supplement. You always going to have to learn. You always, all of you, me, all of us, you do not stop learning. Just because you went to school does not mean you don't take another class. I took a crap load of classes after I left school. Not only did I take a crap load of lessons in classes after I left school, when I was a professional and I'm offering services and I'm speaking at IMAT, I'm on the stage and all that stuff. Guess what? Like the following month, I was taking yet more classes. You don't stop learning. Learning is always. It's not because, oh, I got my certificate or my license, whatever, I stopped learning. No, you continue. This is something I've noticed in the makeup artist world that you don't in hair. Hair people always, I'm not going to say, I say always, but I don't mean always, because nothing is always. But I'm going to use the word always. Always seems to like to continue education. Whereas makeup people don't. Makeup people think, oh, I know how to do stuff. I don't need to do. No, you need to always be learning. You see, you should always be learning. Always, and then not just looking at YouTube. You should be always honing your craft, working at different levels and experiences, and taking different lessons from different people. You take a lesson from Michaela, you take a lesson from me, you take a lesson from Billy B, you take a lesson from this one, because we all do things in a different way. We all get from point A to point B in a different way, and that will make your repertoire of being a makeup artist even better, because sometimes it's not a straight line to things when you're working. Sometimes I say to yourself, oh, I took in your head, you sit back and you say, oh, damn, I took that class with Billy B and she did this one little thing. I'm going to try that right now. And you try, you go, oh God, it worked. You see what I'm saying? It's never, you don't stop learning. That's the problem within our world, is this thing where we just, oh, I took my class, I don't need to do anymore. Oh, you got to take a lot of classes. You have to continue your education. It's not enough just to take one class, not enough to take 2 classes. You should be well versed in women of color. I can't tell you how many classes I took in women of color for me to get used to it. And I'm a woman of color. You always have to keep learning. Always, always, always. Oh, now, G, you trying to stir the pot. He goes, Cha Wing Goss is confusing. I guess I just never see him do makeup like actually being a makeup artist and sharing that out. Sorry to bring it up again, and you should be, Najee, because I'm going to go on a tangent. No, I'm not going to go on a tangent. I'm not going to go. But you're right. If you look up his supposed facial video things he does, child, that's why he don't do that many. Listen, people. Proof. Go look up that video he did. She had a beautiful young lady. Go look up the video he did. This is a long time ago. He did Miley Cyrus when Miley Cyrus did that wrecking ball, right? She jumped on the wrecking ball. Go look at that video. He did a makeover or, a reenact, whatever you want to call it, of that makeup on a young lady with this very short hair. He did the red lip. Go look at that and then come back and tell me what a great makeup artist and educator he is. Then you tell me. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Go look that video up. Go look up, type in Miley Cyrus or whatever it may be. You will see his makeup. Then go come back to me and tell me what you saw. Okay. Marilyn, see y'all, listen, y'all are like the boyfriend. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all just trying to stir my pot. You're just trying to stir my pot. Trying to stir my pot. Oh, help me, Jesus. Y'all, Marilyn, all y'all terrible. You're going Thank you, Najee, but y'all are stirring my pot. I can't stop talking about it if I start my brain. Like, you see the afro is going to go like that. Ping! Oh, it's going to snap. It's the hair. The hair. What's going to happen is you're going to see the hair just kind of poof. It's going to pop off, right? Oh, help me, Jesus. Yes, ma'am. Never creating a ceiling for yourself. The sky is the limit. Exactly. You never. And it's just like, it's like I'm saying, it's like makeup artists have a very hard time on taking classes. And I just don't understand. Listen, I do understand it. See, the Libra just kicked in because it went, I don't understand it. I do understand it. I do understand it because I understand that there is a plethora of classes out there and you don't know who's to take, not to take, whatever. You don't know. And I have to say that you got to start doing your homework. You really got to start looking at who is teaching you. And I'm not saying that because it's me, because I barely teach. So, I really have to start really looking into who the teacher is. How long have they been doing this? Like, what is their background? Because a lot of times what I will say about certain, and we're not on Wayne because he clearly hasn't taken much courses, but, a lot of times I'll see people who do very beautiful makeup, right? But they clearly, if you just do the research, just go back, right? You'll see who they learn from because they kind of like just copy what they learned from that person. Now they're passing that on to you. You see, and I know that's kind of hard to know. I know that's kind of hard to see, but every now and then I'll see because there's some makeup artists like a Sam Fine or whatever has a very distinct style. So you'll start to see that crop up and you think, oh, there's such beautiful makeup, blah, 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 blah. And you think that all these people kind of created these looks on their own. It's like, nah, that's Sam Fine. That person trained with Sam Fine. That's why it looks like that. So maybe instead, see, this is not gonna sound right. Not saying maybe instead of training with that person, but maybe you want to train with the original person is my point. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't train with them, but I'm also saying that sometimes training with the originator, if they are still teaching, is a good choice as well. You could train with them and you could train with them. You get what I'm saying? This is like a lot of crap behind the scenes that people just don't even look to. And a lot of times like self-taught people definitely don't want to take any more classes because they think they know everything. I'm 20 years teacher, educator for about 16 years now. I still take classes. Listen, somebody says to me, yo, so-and-so's over here. You teach. I'm like, I'll be right there. I try not to miss classes. I'm like, even when I'm at the makeup show and let's say I'm speaking, I'm on stage and I'm supposed to be speaking, you will see my ass down row learning from a person, from another educator. You always are learning. You should never stop learning. Never. Speaking of boyfriends, going to have a date night. Love ya. Miss ya. Have a good time. Oh, thank you. I'm going to stay in my happy place. Have a good night, Trisha. I'm sorry I missed you. I was having a meltdown. So beautiful, people. On that note, it's an hour and 30 minutes. We made it tonight. We made it tonight. I want you to woo and asa. Woo-saw, breathe, binge on some Hulu. Well, not Hulu. Binge on something and keep the TV off. I'm going to get up and go watch Insecure. That's what I'm going to do in a minute. Is it time? Yeah, I'm going to watch Insecure later, and then I'm going to stay on the U on the tube or something and chill the F out. Okay? Because it's just too much. It's just too much. I really want you to be safe. I want you to be well. I want you to woo and asa and just chill out and don't let this get to you. It's hard to say because it's been getting to me, but I'm going to have to learn how to woo-saw. I'm going to have to learn how to take my own advice. So, yeah. So, folks, have a good night. Don't forget to give me thumbs up because, YouTube and all this crap that they do. And I will be back. I promise I'll be back next week. And if I'm still on quarantine next week, you might see me during the week or something because she's bored. Anyway, have a beautiful night. Thank you guys for always coming. And I appreciate you. And be safe. Love you guys. Good night.